your home for the Kentucky Wildcats and local high school sports.
A combined 35 points by former Kentucky Wildcats in last night's quarterfinal win for the Phoenix Suns. Devin Booker, Archie Goodwin, and Josh Harrelson all contributing. The Suns taking on the Pelicans in the NBA Las Vegas Summer League semifinals tonight. There's old Booker. Late first half, Goodwin fires from the right elbow. Phoenix has its first lead of the game. Archie entering his third year in the league this season. Under a minute to go, Harrelson, hey, I got some range too, bruh. 19 points, 9 rebounds for Jorts. Final seconds of the half now. Suns on the run and Goodwin in the air. Goodwin was 5 of 9 from the field for 12 points. Suns had the lead at the half. We go second half, and it belonged to Booker. I mean, he is doing it, and doing it well. 5 for 6 from the field in the third quarter, 10 of 17 for the game. John Calipari even tweeted at Devin Booker. He says he's on fire. He ties the Summer League record with 31 points. His high at Kentucky was 19, by the way. So Book adds also 9 rebounds and leads the Suns to a 93-87 win. Phoenix will now play the Spurs in Monday's championship game. Pan American Games, Team USA taking on Cuba in the semifinals. Less than 12 seconds to go. Kentucky's Lene Harper. I got to get a shot. Gets in the lane, draws the foul. She goes to the free throw line. Up, in, that's a tied game. Second one. You make this one, you got the lead. She does it. Cuba comes down the court, and Harper also gets a last-second steal before anyone can get a shot off. The United States advances to the gold medal game, 65-64. Well, the Cleveland Indians end a losing streak Saturday night at Great American Ballpark. Before last night's win over the Cincinnati Reds, Cleveland had lost 9 in a row at the ballpark down I-71. Rubber match today in Cincy. Bottom 9 is where we start. Reds down a run, and the first, that's Jason Borges. Drives in the tie-in run. We're tied at 3-all, and we're going to extra baseball. The first 3 runs the Indians scored were on bases loaded walks. We go to the top of the 11th. They're loaded again. Yan Gomes. 4 out of the 5 runs are walked in by the Reds pitching staff. The last team to score 4 or more runs on bases loaded walks was the Boston Red Sox back in 1992. Well, before the year even started, Kyle Busch didn't appear to have a chance at winning a NASCAR Sprint Cup championship. He broke his right foot and leg the day before the season opener down in Daytona. However, in the 7 races he has competed since being back, Busch has won 2 of them, including last week at Kentucky Motor Speedway. NASCAR in New Hampshire this weekend. You need to be in that top 30 in points to make the playoff bracket. Go to the lap 20. Carl Edwards in the lead. He was the pole setter. Busch gets around him. So we go to the final lap. Busch leading all the way down the front straightaway. Alex Bowman hits the wall. That brings out a caution, and that's going to secure the win for Kyle Busch. So Sonoma Raceway, check. Kentucky Speedway, check. And now New Hampshire Motor Speedway, check. 3 wins in the bag for Busch. He moves up to 33rd in points. And this week at the British Open, the PGA had to postpone play due to darkness. Even a 10.5-hour delay due to wind. No worries, though. The tournament will finish just a day late. Only the second time in 144 British Opens that the tournament will end on a Monday. Third round action Sunday. There's your leader, Dustin Johnson. He didn't have it going, though, on Sunday. Bogeys 17 and falls to 8 under. Meanwhile, Jordan Spieth, he's trying to go 3 for 3 in majors this year. Birdie putt at 12. He finishes 1 shot back of the lead at 11 under. We go to the 11th now. Jason Day, birdie putt. Day finishes tied for the lead at 12 under. Let's stay at the 11th. Louis Oosthuizen, 2010 British Open champ, sinks the birdie putt. He moves to 10 under. The story of the day, though, is this guy. Paul Dunn. Who? Paul Dunn, an amateur. A bogey-free round gives him a share of the lead After 54 holes, if he can pull this thing off on Monday, he would become the first amateur since 1930 to win the Open. So a three-way tie at the top, Dunn, Oosthuizen, and Day all at 12 under. Jordan Spieth just one shot back. That would be an incredible story as well. 9 golfers jammed up there at 9 under, just 3 shots back. Should make for an interesting final round on Monday. Before we go tonight, Twitter video of the day, Jake Johnson, Pulaski County, one-handed grab. His quarterback Riley Hall throwing that bomb of a pass today. They're just playing a little backyard football today. The 5A state champs will defend their title this season. Head coach John Hines and the guys will start training camp Wednesday. A scary moment in South Africa. Mike Fanning, a professional surfer, attacked by a shark. At the J-Bay Open Finals, he was able to get away unscathed. Rescuers immediately got there to help. This happened in the Eastern Cape. Fanning said he punched one of them in the back. The World Surf League would cancel the finals. Fanning gives us the play-by-play.
It started getting pulled underwater, and then the thing came up, and I was on my board, and it was like right there. I saw the whole thing just thrashing around, but I was getting dragged under by my leg rope, and then I felt like it kicked me off, but then it was still there going, and I was still attached to my board, and I felt like I punched it a couple of times, and then it was dragging me. I felt like it was just dragging me underwater, and then all of a sudden my leg rope broke, and I was like, all right, just start swimming. I was swimming and screaming, and I was yelling at Jules to move as well, but he was coming at me, little legend, just like coming after me, and then it was just like, I was like swimming in, and then I just turned around, and I just had this thought, what happens if it comes to another go at me? And so I just turned around so I could at least see it coming. And then before I knew it, the boat was there, the jet skis were there, and we were in safety, and yeah, I just can't believe it. I'm just tripping.
Yeah, he said he was tripping. I'd be tripping too. That's crazy.
I would as well. It's an incredible video. Thank you, Jamie, and we'll be right back.